to Dipped with Sweet and Hot. I'm Melanie Loren.
I'm Hollee Chanel, and we are back with another juicy episode, a little different from what you're used to, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different today. Think about this as a little snack time, as a little
Yeah.
Audacity tea time or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little interruption in our regularly scheduled program in
Absolutely.
this season of Audacity.
Like those new Oreos. Have you had any of the new Oreos with the Reese's on the inside or the Reese's with the
That
Oreo
sounds like
bits
it's
on the
doing too
inside?
much.
No, it's
I
delicious.
like Reese's. I like Oreos. I don't know that I want them together.
You'll like it. Listen, it's a very audacious mix. And to that end, there's a lot of audacity out here in these streets that will not fit.
In the marketplace at the grocery store, apparently.
Listen.
Reese's and the Oreos. Okay.
Listen. She will segue out of nothing. Okay.
Very skillfully, I see. But I believe you were about to say
Yes.
that there's a lot of audacity out here in these streets, and there is. So we just thought it would be fun to take a little break from our regularly scheduled program in this season and just have some audacity lightning round.
So it's a lightning round because in my estimation, there's so much audacity out here that it couldn't possibly fit in a season.
That's true.
That's
true. We could do several seasons on different types of audacity. So we don't know that we don't know that we're gonna do that. But we will hit you with some quick ones. And you can also, as always, I gotta let you know, you can watch us on YouTube and on our YouTube channel.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that there are people that don't know that they should subscribe to us on our YouTube channel
and
watch our beautiful faces? Are you sure?
Just in case. I'm not saying they don't know. I'm just I'm reminding.
I would think, like, if you don't know me by now.
There's a song reference for everything.
Everything. But you were saying.
I was just saying, if you happen to want to be one of those people, I won't say you didn't know. I'll just say you forgot that you can watch us. You can go to YouTube, search Dipped with Sweet and Hot, the same name as our podcast. Hit that subscribe button and catch up on the episodes, and you can watch our beautiful faces every time there's an episode.
And here's the thing, when you hit that button, you'll be alerted when we drop a new episode.
That's
so you'll be immediately in the know. You'll be the first to know.
But this week, like I said, we got a little audacity tea time. We weren't able to do a full episode on these, but we thought that they were worth mentioning. So here you go. What you got? We gonna get right to it.
I'm gonna just, dive really deep in the audacity of a gentleman that I met on an online dating app to waste 30 minutes of my time advertising his book that follows. It's a self-help book that follows the 26 alphabets. That's a direct quote. And all to not ask me about me. And then when I asked him, hey, did you call me to sell me your book or to ask me more about myself? He goes, oh yeah, so what's your sign? Yep, we're done here.
30 minutes in?
The audacity.
Wait, so he talked to you about his book for 30 minutes. That was the first 30 minutes of the conversation.
Remember, it follows the 26 alphabets. I just want to point that out. Direct quote.
Are you saying plural alphabets?
Alphabets, not the letters of the alphabet. The alphabets, as in different languages. Yeah.
Oh, so his book covers the 26 alphabets?
We would like to believe that that was intentional, but Melanie, you and I both know better.
Yeah, we're done. The audacity.
So yeah,
you know what? That's an interesting way. That's an interesting sales strategy. Let me just have a lot of phone calls with individuals and pitch my book to them. I mean, it's probably not working out very well, but it's interesting nonetheless. Nevertheless, the audacity.
I mean, come on, top that, Mel. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, okay. I got one. So since we're speaking about dating, I have another audacious dating story for you. Now, this one is not my experience. This is not my direct experience. I have to say that I saw this scrolling through on Instagram and I said, oh, we got to talk about it. So apparently this woman posted a video on Instagram and she was seeking people's opinion. It was one of those, am I wrong or is he wrong? And basically what she was saying was she and her date on their first date decided to go, their date was to go on to church together. That was the first date. And so she made them late for church. He was a regular church attendee. He was supposed to pick her up. She took a few minutes to get down to the car and then had the audacity to request that they drive by and stop at Starbucks on the way to church. So they were already pushing the time because she was late coming down to get in the car. Then she insisted on stopping at Starbucks on the way to church. Then when they got to church, she got mad at him because he liked apparently to be on time. They got to church right at the time.
Okay.
But she wasn't ready to get out the car though. She said that she had to take the few minutes. You know how you have to take a few minutes and get your lip gloss to get your lip on. She said, get the oil off your shoes, get this, that, and the third. And so he left her. He should have. He said, here's the keys. Yeah. I'm going inside. And she got mad. She felt like she was abandoned. She got mad. She felt like he was in the wrong. And he tried to come back out and get her. And she decided that she was leaving. She said she teared her. There were tears because she felt like he just walked off and left her. And she wanted to know from the world if she was in the wrong. And I'm here to say,
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You were absolutely the audacity. The audacity.
Listen, okay. In perspective, I get being late to church. I am chronically late to church.
I've been late to church more times than I've been on time.
But when you are a guest of someone and this is your first impression, come on.
Well, my thing is this. Why does the lateness have to keep compounding? Right. Like it's late enough. I've been that girl that's not quite ready when he pulls up to pick me up. So it's another 5 minutes or whatever. But at that point, we're behind because you were patient enough to wait on me to get in this car with you. Why do we have to compound it by my requesting that we stop? Why are you stop? You got to stop at Starbucks on the way to church.
Listen, shout out to this gentleman for actually stopping to the Starbucks.
Because what do we?
Hollee wouldn't have stopped.
Can we be like regular people and go grab something to eat after church?
After church at the neighborhood diner.
We're already cutting it close, and so we need to stop at Starbucks on the way to. And then she had the audacity to do that. The third strike was she had the audacity to not be ready. Ma'am, how come you couldn't be putting your lip on while we driving to the church?
So
why you gotta wait till we park?
What were you doing when I had to wait 15 minutes for you to come downstairs?
What were you doing while I was driving? Okay, so I don't know about nobody else. I can put a lip on in the car.
So look. So you bring up a couple things for me because now I'm getting hot. Because it reminds me of this show that I teched where the sound dude took 7 hours to set up sound. 7 hours to set up sound. All for sound to sound like trash. Like,
the audacity.
Pick a struggle.
What were you doing?
I could see, and like to your point about the makeup, I could see if you were late, but by the time you got to the car, you were dressed, you were ready to go, and we were ready for church, and we could just zoom in and go do a thing. I could see if you spent 7 hours setting up sound. Granted, that's a whole hell of a lot of time.
I don't understand it, but go ahead.
But it sounds immaculate after. But you gonna compound.
It was worth it, right? You gonna compound it. She said, and then she had after those 3 infractions, then she had the audacity to get mad at him for throwing her the keys and being like, "Hey, meet me inside. I'm walking inside because we're already late," which we wouldn't have been if we hadn't had to stop at Starbucks.
And the final straw is that you went on the internet and you had the audacity.
And people in the comments did not disappoint. They said exactly what you and I said, which was, it's your fault. Mm-hmm. You are the one that's in the wrong. Mm-hmm. The audacity of you to come on here and think that people were going to defend you because this didn't turn out how you thought it was going to. The audacity. Boom.
Labor Day.
Okay.
One of my homies is in between vehicles going to a barbecue.
Wait a minute. Did we use that terminology, in between vehicles, like in between jobs? Yeah. In other words, he didn't have one.
Listen,
that's what that means, right? I'm in between vehicles. Please. Just say I sold. You can say I sold my car.
So my guy is in between vehicles. and he wanted there's this big barbecue that happened. So he was like, hey, can you give me a ride to the queue? I said, sure, no problem. So he's like, let me know when you coming to scoop me. I said, great. So I texted him and I said, hey, I'll be there in about 30 minutes. Now, I know my friends.
Okay.
So I said 30 minutes and showed up 50 minutes later.
Oh, you tagged the extra 20 minutes of cushion on there?
I tagged because I know my friends.
Okay.
And he don't mind making folks wait. All right, fine. Tell me why I got to this man's house and I had another 12 minutes to go. Let me tell you what Hollee did. At the 11-minute mark, I sent a single text message that said, yo, exclamation point.
I thought you were gonna say the text message said like Uber departing in 30 seconds.
That was the translation.
Yeah, that was the subtext.
That was a subtext. I was like, yo.
Because at this point, we are 32 minutes after when I told you I would be here. So what are you doing? And also, let me say this. The audacity for you to be 32 minutes in the time hole and you don't initiate any communication with me. So it's one thing for me to like say, okay, I'm gonna be you as the driver to be like, okay, I'm gonna be there in 30 minutes. But if we get to that 30 minutes or you pull up and you let me know, oh, I'm not there yet or whatever. Hey, I'm sure you said I'll let you know when I'm downstairs. So you pull up 20 minutes later, you say, I'm here. And if even with that additional 20 minutes, it's now my job as a person who is a passenger to initiate communication back to you and to say, oh, okay, I know you gave me some extra time. I'm looking for my keys. Be right down. But we get to 32 minutes and you as the passenger still haven't given any kind of explanation or said anything. The audacity.
Listen, you're my brethren. You my homie. You my man's $100,000.
I'm sure.
But that's a lot of goddamn audacity.
That's audacity.
That's between vehicles.
And what was the response to the yo exclamation point? How much longer did it take for him to get down there?
Hot footed it. If everybody know what that yo means.
What was he doing? We have to answer this question for the people.
So if I know men like I know men based upon my brother, he probably didn't get in the shower and start getting ready until
you were outside.
Until I said I was on my way. And when I say start getting ready, it probably had a constitutional involved in there. So a toilet run. And that's probably what took I would assume that would be my assumption. Because it had to be. That's the only answer I'll accept,
I mean, well, then that's the one he should give if y'all ever talk about it and he decides to explain. The audacity. Yes. Now, I am here to say that audacity, of course, we've talked about it in dating. We've talked about it in friendships. I'm going to talk about it in families in a particularly tense, sometimes family dynamic, and that is the in-laws.
Oh, dale. Okay.
So once again, this is someone else's story, but this was a story.
Nobody want to hear about somebody else, Melanie.
No, but it's good though. Well, I'm not married, so I can't give you in-law stories about me. But what I will do, I collect them out in these streets.
Okay, fair enough.
And I protect anonymity, so we won't be saying who. But I was in conversation with someone, and this person was telling me about their mother-in-law and their mother-in-law's issues with boundaries. And how the audacity showed up. So basically, long story short, mother-in-law comes to stay with her son and his wife at their home for a visit, just for a visit because they live in different cities.
How many days?
Several, but not like weeks. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so they're there now. Mother-in-law. Son is the apple of her eye. It's that stereotypical, like, mama's boy type of situation.
Can do no wrong.
He has first of all, she has gives him a lot of attention. And second of all, he has difficulty standing up to her. And so wifey decides that she's had enough of the boundary stepping. She doesn't shy away from difficult conversations and confrontation. She's not confrontational, but she's not conflict avoidant. And she's like, we got to talk about this. So mom-in-law had been doing stuff like she would go into the couple's bedroom, like even if they weren't in there, but she would like go in the bedroom and like make the bed and like do other things, like put this away, put that away. And wife was like, that's inappropriate. Like, don't come in our bedroom without our permission. Like, that's not something you might find something you don't want to find. But the last straw for wifey was that she gets home one day and notices some changes to the decor in their home. Minor changes. She sees that there is less wife. The wife had like a particular favorite, like centerpiece or like vase or something that was like on the table. And her style was very particularly like modern, sleek, neutral colors or whatever. Mom doesn't like this. Mom decides that it would look much better with something bright and pink and floral or something like that. So wife comes home, sees that the item that she loves is no longer there and is replaced with something that is not her taste at all. And she sees her vase in the garbage can. Yes. Oh, well, it was
the audacity.
So she's like, oh, straw that broke the camel's back. We got to have a conversation about boundaries now. And I don't care that he's scared to talk to his mother about boundaries. I ain't scared to talk to her. So I am going to very respectfully, she was very respectful. I'm going to very respectfully and politely broach this subject with my mother-in-law and let her know that we have a problem with boundaries in this relationship and that wasn't okay for her to throw away my stuff and replace it with something. So she talks to her mom. She goes to mother-in-law. Like, so what happened to the vase? Oh, well, I thought that she said something like, I could see that it was like chipped or it was cracked or, blah, blah, blah. So I just thought that I would replace it with something else and, blah, blah, blah. But again, the replacement didn't look anything similar to the original item. And so it was the mother-in-law's taste because she is like girly and like floral and like flashy and like all of that stuff, right? So she said she had a conversation and she was just like, you have a problem with boundaries.
Right.
And here's my example of that. And we need to work on this. And she said she could tell that she powered through, even though she could tell mother-in-law was very uncomfortable with it. And she said that they had a fruitful conversation. Mother-in-law no longer comes in their bedroom. Good. But she's very respectful. She doesn't even look in that direction. Like,
listen,
you know what I mean?
Shouldn't.
And they haven't had any more issues. And when she told her husband that she had that conversation with his mother, her husband was like terrified.
But and you live to tell about it,
right? But she's like, no, like, and so I'm gonna say audacity on two parts. The audacity of the mother-in-law to overstep on those boundaries like that in someone else's house. On another woman, the woman of the house that you're in, your son's wife, but then also the audacity in a positive way to affect change because see what a lot of people would have done is complain behind mother-in-law's back about their mother. My mother-in-law threw away my so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. She always doing this and they never go to the source. This person had the audacity to go directly to the source and have she was respectful of the fact that was her mother-in-law and her tone. It didn't get like heated, but it was direct and respectful and yielded the result for them to move forward in their relationship. So the audacity
times two.
That's right. Squared.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. So, all right, that was a little spicy. That ended sweet.
Yep, we had a little combo in there.
We had a combo. So I'm gonna wrap us up with this last one. A very, very sweet, audacious thing that somebody did for little old me.
Okay.
So this show that I actually that I alluded to earlier in the show with the 7-hour situation
sound
setup, don't get me started. The show ended up being a grand success. One of the performing artists at the end of the show pulls me into a bro hug. He's like, yo, Hollee, you really did your thing.
I'm sorry. And remind the people what your role in this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was a stage manager for an event called Bandemonium, which is a crap ton of Chicago's best musicians on a stage playing the most soulful music of the diaspora, essentially.
Okay.
Essentially is what I can say. And I was the stage manager, which meant that at the day of the show, it was my baby.
She's running it behind the stage. She's calling all the, for those of you who don't know what stage management is, she's calling all the cues for sound, for lights, for performers, everything.
So it's my baby. So you can imagine the bloodletting that a 7-hour sound setup did to my soul.
Because it's also her job to manage time.
Exactly. So. But anyhow, at the end of the show, this artist pulls me into this bro hug and he says, you did your big one. I got you. I'm gonna do something nice for you. I'm gonna get you tickets to this Clips concert that's coming up. The rap group Clips
in appreciation for your job.
In appreciation for your job. I was like, oh, okay. Now, Melanie, I am here to tell you, if I had $1 for every time somebody said they was gonna do something for me, I'd be able to pay my rent for an entire year. Okay. And I thought nothing of it, but I thought it was very nice. The sentiment was nice. I took it for what it was. So imagine my shock. A few weeks later, I get a text message from him that's like, what's your email address? I say, I give it to him. He says, check your email. Lo and behold, not only is it a concert ticket, honey, it's a premium section concert ticket to the Clips. Okay. So I was like, so I'm looking at it and I was like, okay, this is a premium concert ticket. And he followed through. Should I be concerned? Like, is this a shot?
Am I gonna pay for this later?
Like, is this a shot? I am here to tell you that we had a wonderful time at this concert, completely platonic, like just two hip hop heads vibing out. And one of my homies, because when I asked a mutual friend, I was like, hey, what's like, is this? Like, is this something?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know for certain. And so just go along for the ride, she said, or maybe it could just be that we're finally getting recognized in the ways that we would like to.
In a tangible way.
In a tangible way.
In the language. Because music is like a love language for you.
Exactly. In a meaningful way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, and maybe it's just that. And I am here to tell you that it was just that. And it was so refreshing. It was so refreshing. I had to stop myself from flirting with him.
It was so refreshing. It was a turn on.
It was a turn on. I was like, wait a minute. I said, girl, check yourself or you wreck yourself. What are we doing? What are we doing? So I do maintain anonymity on this pod, but I have to name check and recognize.
Wait, don't say his name, but he knows who he is. He knows who he is. He knows who he went to the concert with you. He knows who he is. So just say what you gotta say.
From the bottom of my heart, I thank you.
The audacity of somebody to speak your music love language and to appreciate you for the job that you did and to spend some good money to do it. Like that was, I will say it was audacious though, because it was a risk, right? It was kind of a risk because he didn't know, how you would receive it.
But on the flip side though,
and the audacity for you to show up, not knowing.
If not knowing what it was, but it was also refreshing that on the flip side, if it was a shot that he was shooting, god damn it, that was a way to shoot a shot. That is a way.
He might not even been trying, but he got a good shot off.
Listen, I'm just so if you are listening to the sound of my voice, men everywhere, when women talk about the ways they would like to be approached or the things that they would like to do to be appreciated, listen, take a page.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, I enjoyed our little Audacity tea time.
I did too.
A little lightning round of stories of honorable mentions.
Yes.
And honorable mentions of Audacity.
Yes. And we will be back next week with some special guests to talk about these having no children
in
choices
these streets.
And
that's
streets.
an audacious choice as well.
It genuinely is. It genuinely is. So buckle up. It's going to be fair warning. It's going to be a funny conversation, but it's going to get deep. Okay.
And it's going to be very insightful. So we'll see you back here next week.
And with that, I'm Hollee Chanel.
I'm Melanie Loren.
And this is Dip with Sweet